Hey friends, welcome to day 3. I'm so glad that you are here, and I really am excited to kind of wrap up this topic with you today. Anyone hopping on live, let me know if you can hear me all right, because I have heard a little scratchiness on the replays the last couple days, so I just want to make sure that y'all can hear this. Okay, might need to take that area now. We'll see. Anyways, here's where we have been so far. We talked on day 1. You're in the right place if food stuff feels heavy, you have overwhelm, anxiety around food, you don't feel safe around food, you don't feel like you can trust yourself around food. We really dug deep yesterday into our identity and into our thoughts, and I really wanted to lay this groundwork for you before we talked about the practical stuff, because we can talk about the practical stuff until the cows come home. You can try all the things until the cows come home. You can jump from thing to thing to thing, because in all honesty, there are a lot of things that are helpful. There are a lot of things that can work if your heart is in the right place. I think I have lettuce in my teeth from the salad I downed right before this. There are a lot of things that can work. And I think that's kind of one of the secrets that the diet industry doesn't want you to catch on to, is that there is not a magic pill, a magic fix. No one has exclusivity around what is helpful and what tools are the best, because what it really boils down to is your heart and your thoughts and your mindset. And with that, you can take a lot of different paths to get the results that you want, okay? So before I talked about practical, I really wanted to get your heart in the right place. And I would love to hear from some of you as to how that journey has been. Some things we've talked about might have been uncomfortable. They might have been difficult to hear. They might have kind of tugged on your heart a little bit. But where we feel resistance is often where the transformation happens, okay? So today we get to go super practical, and it's going to be so fun. We're going to talk a little bit about intuitive eating and eating with our intuition, honoring our hunger, mindfulness. We're going to talk about how to breathe properly. We're going to talk about using our 5 senses, how to actually improve digestion no matter what you are eating. And we're going to talk a little bit about root issues and how they might be hijacking your hormones and hijacking your feelings, okay? That's where we are going. And I will, by the end of today, also invite you to invest in the products that I have found to be helpful for those root issues. But like I said from day 1, that is not my intention to get a whole bunch of people purchasing at the end of this. I truly wanted these 3 days to be valuable, to be helpful, to be just full of goodness, so that you feel served, you feel helped, and you feel fulfilled in the best way, because that is what I'm called to do and what I'm called to share. So let's talk about mindfulness. Here's the thing. Mindfulness and gratitude go hand in hand. It is pretty much impossible to feel gratitude and appreciation and feel anxious at the same time. We kind of talked about that yesterday, that when you are so rooted in gratitude and appreciation for your body, those feelings of anxiety and overwhelm, they don't come from that. Those come from thoughts of, I'm inadequate, why should I even try, I should probably just give up, this probably won't work anyway. Those thoughts give you anxiety and overwhelm and obsessive food thoughts, okay? Gratitude and a deep appreciation for your body trickles down to thoughts of creative ideas, thoughts of appreciation, thoughts of being open to trying new things, okay? So that is one of the shortcuts to mindful eating, is actually a moment of gratitude before you eat, okay? Because when we sit down to eat, Our body is really smart, and our blood flow is not equal all the time. If we are eating, a whole lot of blood flow is routed to our digestive organs, to our stomach, to our intestines, to secrete the digestive enzymes, to give those muscles movement and fuel, and help you optimally digest. Digestion takes a huge amount of effort by your body. It burns a huge amount of calories, and it's one of the hardest work that your body will do in a day is digestion. Your body will not route blood flow to your hands and your feet and your limbs for big movements unless it feels in danger. If you are in fight or flight mode, fight or flight, if you are anxious, if you are stressed, your body doesn't know the difference of stuff that's like all in your head, of overwhelm about finances, or obsessive food thoughts, overwhelm about kids. Your body sees that exactly the same as a physical stress of being chased by something or not being in a safe environment. And it routes blood flow to your hands and your feet so that you can run, you can fight. It will even give you distraction thoughts. That's one way of running and flight, is like doing all the things like, I should go switch laundry, I should go do the dishes, I should go do all these other things, versus doing what you actually need to do. And one of the ways that we can center and ground our body is a moment of gratitude before your meals. Tell your body, by closing the laptop, shutting off the TV, not driving while you eat, preaching to myself here, then your digestion will be optimized. Your body will be like, oh, that's what we're doing now. We're safe. Gratitude interrupts anxiety. Your body can secrete the enzymes. It can fuel your digestive process. And I guarantee that that meal is less likely to make you feel bloated, to make you feel gassy, less likely to give you constipation, less likely to give you heartburn, because your body is properly ready to receive it. Okay? So that is the actual science behind like saying grace before your meal. But I want you to see it as close the laptop, shut off, say no to the other things, and truly focus on eating, focus on chewing your food well. Digestion begins in your mouth. Okay? Use those 5 senses. If you're just really feeling anxious around a meal, use those 5 senses. Take one bite or one almond, one Oreo, one thing. This is a practice you can try. Take one thing and eat it using your 5 senses. What does that smell like? What sound do you hear? What does it taste like? What does it look like? I guarantee you will taste and see things that you did not notice before. And we have gotten so detached from our food that sometimes we need to go over and beyond getting back in tune with those senses. So if you want like a to-do list, try eating using all 5 of your senses. Take a moment of gratitude before your meals. Let's talk about breathing for a moment, because a couple belly breaths is also grounding. Now, if you're anxious and stressed, you're going to notice that you're breathing more in your shoulders. In fact, most people are breathing in their shoulders as their normal. That should not be normal, okay? If you watch babies breathe, their belly goes in and out with each breath. It is supposed to be that way. This is a core exercise, y'all, okay? If you are going to exercise your bicep, would you believe it if somebody said, suck it in, suck your bicep in, tighten your tummy, take it back to your backbone? Would your bicep get stronger? No. You need the full range of motion to grow and improve the strength of this muscle. You need your full range of motion to grow and improve the strength of your core. Okay? And this is one of the sad mistakes that the fitness industry does, is they're so intent on tightening your core that they are neglecting the full range of motion. Every breath should be a full range of motion. This feels funny. You're going to catch yourself doing it wrong. Lay down, take a breath, let your belly out. And you're like, really? I'm supposed to let it out? Yeah. Okay? So then when I talk about belly breathing, that's what I mean. This can help decrease food overwhelm. It can decrease anxiety if you take a couple of breaths before your meal, or you can use it if you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed. So we can tune in with our 5 senses. We can use belly breathing. Trust your hunger. Get curious about your hunger instead of feeling shame around your hunger. Hunger is meant to tell you something. Why do we place so much morality on hunger And we don't place that on other body signals. Like if you need to use the restroom, you're not like, I can't believe it, I have to do that again. You just go take care of business, okay? But yet when we're hungry, we're like, I shouldn't be hungry right now. I think I need to ignore that. I think I need to do something else. It's not time yet. Honor your hunger. It can be trusted. Now, a lot of us have really gotten out of touch with our hunger through different diets, through different plans. We've ignored it. We've pushed it away. Maybe you're not even sure what hunger feels like anymore. Maybe instead your body's like giving you headaches or giving you energy crashes or giving you anxiety or giving you a low blood pressure feeling. Okay? So we want to coax your hunger back out of the woodwork. Think of your hunger and your metabolism like a fire. You want that fire burning hot. You want a strong, burning, vibrant metabolism. And if you have a huge campfire that is burning, you have got to put a log on consistently. Okay? That's what happens when you start eating breakfast, when you start eating and fueling your body well in the morning. You are hungrier at lunch because your body burned it off and it's time to eat again. Okay, so we wouldn't say, oh my goodness, fire, I can't believe you need another log already. You would say, man, you're doing a good work. You're burning really hot right now. Talk to yourself that same way, okay? Trust your hunger. Get curious instead of shame around that hunger. It is meant to tell you something. Root issues. I want to talk for a moment about just like a takeaway mentality too, because this ties back into all of that and all of digestion. It is so easy when we start to try to change things about our body and change our lifestyle and change our mind that we start to take stuff away. This is prevalent in diet culture. Oh, you got to take away gluten. You got to take away dairy. You got to take away meat. You got to take away carrageenan. So often we like to gravitate towards the takeaway. I want you to instead insist on an add-in mentality. Add in belly breathing. Add in a moment of gratitude. Add in chewing your food well. Add in water before breakfast because you shouldn't be drinking caffeine on an empty stomach because that's really hard on your hormones. Okay? Focus on this add-in mentality. Add in one flight of stairs. Add in one downward dog. Add in calf raises while you're brushing your teeth. Okay? We would be so much better if we had an abundance mindset of adding in the things that bring life and bring energy and fuel our body versus the things that take it away. Does that make sense? Okay. So, root issues. If your hormones are unstable, we live in a world that our food supply is dramatically less valuable than it was before because our soils are depleted. We are doing things faster. We are using machines instead of people. We are neglecting and abusing so often our land and our livestock and all the things that come with that, that it is often necessary to have some targeted support in the area of hormones, in the area of gut health, in the areas of inflammation reduction. I truly believe in a food first, then supplements, then medication order. Okay? So often doctors go straight to the medications without even asking about your stress, your sleep, your water, your food. And truly, in their defense, it's not entirely their fault because they are cramming like 5 patients in a less than an hour office hour, and there is simply not time, the way medicine is set up right now, to have those conversations that need to happen. But it is really sad how accepting our society has been of a medication for this, that, and the other, treating the symptom instead of actually looking at those root issues, okay? The root issue could be hormone imbalances, okay? The root issue could be yeast overgrowth in your gut. The root issue could be inflammation at a cellular level. And yes, the food we eat and the movement we do has an impact on that, but our mindset also has an impact on that. Our mindset often decides whether genes for disease and DNA is turned on and turned off. And there's so much power there. So much power. So some things you can do to help with those root issues is variety, that add-in mentality of we were talking about. What's one veggie I could add in each time that I grocery shop? What's one fruit that I haven't tried that I could add in this week? What's one ancient grain that instead of having bread for the third time today, I could try like quinoa or wild rice or something else? Try that add-in mentality, because diversity is the name of the game for your gut microbiome. When we are eating the same things over and over again, especially if we're in an elimination diet and we're taking out all these categories, our gut bacteria is less diverse, and that leads to disease and inflammation. So again, this is like this sweet spot of people are like, oh man, I have IBS, I have GERD, let me try this elimination diet, let me do all kinds of allergy testing, let me do all these things and take out all these things, not realizing that the cure they are trying is actually making the issue worse. Okay? So these are things I want you to know, because something's going to click, something's going to hit a light bulb, something's going to be like, she's speaking my language, she's talking to me. This is where change happens. Cravings often come from our gut. And this is refreshing for people to hear, because they have been shaming themselves for a lack of willpower. Well, I must not have the willpower to avoid that. I must not have the mental strength to say no. I must not be ready. They're shaming themselves for cravings, for imbalances, for inflammation. Realizing that it's often not a willpower issue. Sometimes it's an actual issue with yeast and bacteria overgrowth in your gut. There's supposed to be a little bit of yeast in your gut. It is meant to be there to decompose your body when you die. But each time you take an antibiotic round and that destroys the gut bacteria, there's a lot of waste that needs to be cleaned up, and yeast is the clean up crew. Okay? That also happens with a lot of sugar, with a lot of artificial sweeteners, with birth control, with hormone manipulation, with fluoride in our water, with toxins in our facial products. That all contributes to a yeast overgrowth, okay? And the yeast hangs out there, but once it's done its job of cleaning up, it hangs out and it starts poking holes in your gut. And now food starts leaking through. Leaky gut is an actual thing. It's called intestinal permeability. And your body starts reacting and being inflamed to all these different things. Now, is the solution to take out all those foods? That may help, but not forever. The root issue needs to be addressed, and this needs to be brought back into control. Okay, now there are foods that naturally help with this. Coconut oil, garlic, onions, peppers. Again, diversity in colors, antioxidants, choosing more of those fresh foods, choosing more of that fiber, making sure you're walking, making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure you're moving your bowels on a regular basis. If you struggle with these things, targeted support may be helpful. Again, food first, supplements second, medications last. Okay? So herein is your opportunity moving forward if you need targeted support. I have been taking Plexus products for gut health for 6 years now, almost 7. It has been a game changer for my cravings, for my afternoon fatigue, for my postpartum recovery, for my spring allergies. In fact, I missed my probiotic for a couple days last week, and on Tuesday my nose started running with seasonal allergies, and I'm like, oh, I know where this is from. I've been here before. 2 days of consistency, my nose is clear today. Praise the Lord. So they are a company I trust. They are a company I know how to work with and how to help people with those products. And they, as in my people that are using these products, this is something that supports my family and supports my income. Therefore, they get the best of me. So if you have learned something in these last couple days and you're like, man, I'd really like to work with you, I'd really like some targeted support moving forward, ordering and being a part of my community is the best way to get prioritized time with me for free. Okay? That is the add-on value that I can offer you. Okay? They're great products. They're worth every penny with or without me. But it is so heavy and convicted on my heart that I need to continue serving people well, and that I need to prioritize my time and my attention for the people that have trusted me with their product purchase so far. Okay? So when I say priority access to me, when I have office time, you get on my schedule first. Okay? When I sit down to run through messages and questions, you get my attention first. You get an online community. It's called Food Therapy with Dietitian Jamie. I'm posting tips and ideas and live coaching. That is included. Okay? And that membership to get the products at the best price is typically $40 for a year. Right now it's $1, and that ends today. It's the last day of the month. Okay? So with that said, that is my invitation. I hope that these 3 days have started a transformation. My hope is that you don't need me forever, but my hope is that this has been just a bit of a facilitator on your journey to a healthier version of you. Okay? I am so appreciative that you trusted me with your time. I'm so appreciative that you are doing the hard work of working on your heart and working on your mindset. And I would love to continue working with you side by side, helping you get the results with the hard work, helping you see breakthrough, and helping you have freedom. The freedom that I believe is a gift from Christ, the freedom to eat without guilt, and the freedom to pass that legacy onto your kids. Okay? Again, thank you for watching. This is day 3. I would love to hear what impact this has had in the event page. So please drop a comment or please make a post. I can't wait to read them. Have a good day, everyone.